Good morning, guys, and welcome to your market report for this Wednesday, September 19th, 2018. You know what? Us economic trends forecasters, sometimes we get things wrong, and the biggest way that we get things wrong is not so much that we're actually wrong about what's going to happen, but how we get things wrong is our timing. It always takes longer than we anticipate for it to actually happen. This is what happens. And so it's not that the economy is not going to follow the path that we see it following, and that the trend is not going to develop, but it just takes a little bit longer for that trend to mature. Jim Willey, I was listening to him a few years ago, and he was saying how the dollar is going to go up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and then die. Can't tell you how many times I heard him say that. He's a very intelligent individual, but like I say about the timing, I think that what he was talking about with the dollar going up and up and up and up and dying is actually starting to get ready to happen. And I'm not talking about the dollars went up already. I'm talking about it's going to go up and then die. Just like he said. Anyway, let's open up the charts right here and get right into this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to take a look at is cryptocurrency today. We're still in the bear market, guys. We're still trapped in the doldrums of the bear market. There's no wind in our sails, not yet, with cryptocurrencies. And if what I think is going to happen actually happens, cryptocurrency could actually, in the not-too-distant future, take a beating. But eventually, cryptocurrency is going to become the money of the world. I truly believe this is going to happen. And the reason why I believe it's going to happen is, well, there's multiple reasons. Number one, big reason is the fiat currencies and the fiat currency system that exists in the world right now has been not managed properly. If they had managed the dollar and all the other fiat currencies, and if we had individuals in place who are in charge of these fiat currencies who had a responsibility and took that responsibility not lightly, but didn't try to make gains for themselves, but kept the fiat currencies in check, it only created so much of them, limited the amount that they create, and back these fiat currencies with gold and silver, then these fiat currencies could last indefinitely into the future. But they haven't done this. Far from doing this, they've done exactly the opposite. They've mismanaged the responsibility that's been given them. And this is the reason why the fiat currencies, everyone worldwide, is going to lose faith in the fiat currencies, and the fiat currencies are going to go, well, they're already in decline, but they're going to finally finish this job of losing their purchasing power. The dollar up till now has lost like 96% of its purchasing power. There's only like 4% left, and by mismanagement, that 4% is going to disappear. It's going to go all the way to zero in the end. It won't be worth anything. But the cryptocurrencies are managed by computer, and computers cannot be bribed. Computers are not on the take. The computer is going to manage that currency for the people. And there's another big reason why cryptocurrencies are going to go to infinity in price and take and absorb the world's value, is because just the very nature of the way they're set up as savings, they always go up in value. Why would you want to invest in something that's going down in value when you can invest in something that's going up in value? So this is what's going to happen. This is a trend. It's not going to go away. The fiat currencies are going to continue on the elevator down to the abyss, and the cryptographic currencies are going to continue on the elevator up to the heavens. And this is the way it's going to go, right? And so now let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations today. We're looking at a mixed bag. Some coins are up, some coins are down. $196 billion market cap, 55.5% Bitcoin dominance today. That's where we stand with cryptocurrencies. Now, what about the stock market today? The Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is setting itself up for a huge fall. There's an old saying, what goes up must come down. Icarus flew too close to the sun, his wings melted, and down he came because his wings were made out of wax. This is the stock market today. It's exceeding. It's going up and up and up. It's almost up to its all-time, and it's going to maybe set a new record, the stock market. And why I say this is Icarus with wax wings, I'm going to get to in just a second. Let's take a look at the silver price first today. Silver is way down at $14.20. That is pretty much exactly what mining cost is for the average silver mine, the all-in production cost. And when I say all-in, I'm not talking about the cost just to smelt it into a brick, that still needs refining. No, we're not talking about that cost. We're talking about the all-in production cost where they get it into the coin that you want to buy. What does that cost, that coin? Their cost. We're right around at it, at the spot price here, $14.20. This can't continue. Nobody is going to sell you all of their silver at a loss. Eventually, that'll come to an end. Believe me. Now, let's take a look at oil today. Just a sec. Let me expand the chart. Oil is doing exactly what I said. They let it come up and touch $70, which it's doing right now, and then they back it off. Who's ever in control of oil has decided that they're going to keep it between $65 and $70 per barrel of sweet light crude. And that's what they're doing. I think it's probably OPEC. That'd be my best guess. And the cartel that OPEC is like part of, that giant oil cartel, OPEC. Anyway, let's move on to bonds and rates today. Now, this is an exciting part of the market right now, for me anyway. And this is what I was getting at when I started the show. I was talking about how economic trends forecasters like myself can get it wrong because we're too eager. We see a trend developing, and we think, okay, it's going to develop within the next 6 months for sure. And then what happens is 6 months goes by, and it still hasn't fully developed that trend. Well, that's the way with the U.S. Treasury market. I expected it probably 3 months ago, the U.S. 10-year to be at 3.25. Well, she's up to 3.68% right now as we speak. She's up 2 basis points on the day, which is quite a large rise in the U.S. 10-year. U.S. 10-year shooting up right now, uncontrolled. So is the U.S. 30-year, so is the U.S. 5-year. Most people haven't even noticed yet, but I've been forecasting that this was going to happen for months now, if you watch my show. And I was really taken back and surprised why it didn't happen sooner. But sometimes you have to be patient. And she's starting to pop now. 3.07 on the U.S. 10-year. She's heading toward that magical 3.25% that I said that once she passes that point, I didn't say the stock market's going to crash immediately. I said once she passes 3.25, then it's ready to happen. It's positioned itself. It's ready for the stock market. And the stock market is responding today to this. It's going up, and it's going up so it can fall. That's what it's doing, basically. What goes up must come down. And this U.S. 10-year, when it peaks at 3.25, the stock market's ready to collapse, and we're in for one huge stock market collapse. But just like everything in the financial theater, sometimes things take longer than you expect. But I do not think we're going to get past the end of this year without having our stock market crash. Quite seriously. I think that it's been setting up for this fall for a long time, and these U.S. Treasuries are popping right now, and I'm surprised that the market's actually going up with these Treasuries popping like this. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index now, today. 94.62. Now, when the stock market crashes, I'll tell you what I'm expecting with the dollar. At first, I'm not expecting the dollar the price of the dollar to go up a whole lot. But when the stock market goes below 20,000 in its crash, that's when I'm expecting them to run to the dollar. And I'm expecting that that everything's going to start to fall. The emerging market crisis is going to be intensified tenfold when that happens. When the dollar goes up massively, when the stock market crashes. They're all going to run into the dollar for safety and security. They're all going to want to be in dollars. And what's going to happen is they're going to flood into the dollar. The dollar's going to shoot up probably over 100 on the U.S. dollar index. And can you imagine what's going to happen to the emerging markets when that happens? And interest rates climb up higher than they are now? We're looking at a total disaster. The whole world's going to start to spiral into a death spiral. And what's going to happen is people are going to panic. They're going to sell out of an awful lot of things and try to get into what they consider to be safe at a certain point. And the three things are going to pop, are going to go up when this happens. Gold, silver, and the dollar. Everything else is going to suffer, including cryptocurrencies. But it's going to be very short-lived. Just like Jim Willie said, the dollar's going to go up and up and up and up and up and up and then die. Because what's going to happen is when the Fed comes in to fix this, and they're always the brave ones coming into the rescue, they're going to come in to try to rescue us from this. And what's their tool? How do they rescue us? Well, they have one tool that they know how to use very well, and that's start the printing press, basically. Well, nowadays what they do is push a button on a computer, and they enter in how many digits. And this time it's going to take one hell of a lot of zeros to get us out of this trouble. It's probably going to take at least $10 trillion to get us out of this mess. But when they create a new $10 trillion out there and start to distribute it, what's going to happen to the dollar? Well, the whole world's going to finally realize that the emperor has no clothes. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next show. Bye-bye, guys.